I think the starting point where we have to begin is to think about the fact that content plays a role across every stage of the customer lifecycle, right? So it's responsible for driving awareness for the business. If leads or prospects are at the top of the funnel, it's about getting them activated or into a demo. From there, we have to get that person or account to adopt our solution. And then from there, we have to retain them and turn them into hopefully loyal customers and even advocates for us to build a business going forward. And so as we think about all the different roles content has, I would say there are 10 critical roles that anyone in a content function usually has to fulfill. And the struggle here is that we kind of have to juggle responsibilities across all these different domains. So number one is you have discovery. This is helping prospects find you via awareness channels and campaigns. This could be SEO, it could be paid social, it could be speaking, whatever that is. It's about driving awareness to whatever it is that you have to offer. Number two is nurture. This is talking to prospects and getting them from wherever they are in their journey today and getting them through to the next stage. And nurturing can happen via email. It can happen via other channels like paid social. If you're retargeting someone that's, let's say, shared their email address with you, it can happen through sales, right? Whatever those different channels are, we want to make sure we have enough assets to nurture those prospects through to the next stage. Third is enablement. This is where we're supporting the sales team to convert more the deals that are in our pipeline through to close one status. And they often need a lot of support in order to get there. That could be the decks that they need, the one-pagers, the case studies, and all the different things in between that help them have better sales conversations and not just to follow up to say, hey, are you ready to buy now? Or 2 weeks later, again, sending a similar email. Fourth is onboarding. Now that we've closed the customer and they're ready to get our product adopted into their organization, well, we need to help them get the most out of the platform so that they stay with us long term and don't, let's say, churn in 90 days or a year's time. And so this is where we might work with customer success, we might work with product and a PLG model, and really getting the customers to understand what are all the different value points inside the product and how do they get the most out of that functionality. Fifth is retention, and this is where we want to increase usage and the value the customers receive from the product on an ongoing basis. So if, for example, we're selling a software that helps them generate more revenue for their organization, is their revenue climbing up over time? Are the number of transactions going up over time? Do they see more customers coming through the platform for themselves over time? And so we want to educate them to leverage all the functionality of the product to get to a point where their organization is almost dependent on the product to succeed, and they're better for it because they're producing more value for the organization. Sixth is advocacy, and this is where we are looking at how do we increase the loyalty and word of mouth for the solution. And this is where we might turn customers into advocates for ourselves. We might focus on building campaigns that target our top verticals or funnel back the insights that we've learned from our best customers into what we do with our demand gen campaigns or our awareness campaigns. It might be what we have in our product roadmap and what we put out front and on the website in the form of product marketing. Then we have authority content, and this is quite different from the rest, where up until now we're talking about what's required for the funnel, and at every stage of the life cycle, how do we get the customer or prospect to get the most value so that they move on to the next stage. With authority, it's about building a better presence in the marketplace so that you have more gravity in the market and you win more of those commoditized battles, right? So if you're selling sales enablement software and there are 10 players out there, well, they kind of need to differentiate themselves beyond features. So how do you tell a better story that resonates with that market and get them into your funnel? Next is brand, and brand is connected to that authority piece, where authority might be the thought leadership content, and brand is about what is your positioning and messaging and strategic narrative and how that connects to the rest of the marketplace and how you kind of differentiate yourselves against competitors and other solutions that are out there. And then the last piece is comms work, and this is more admin tasks associated with the marketing organization, but it really just does fall on the shoulders of content. Is we might have critical corporate news, like let's say we've acquired a company that needs to be communicated to our customers or the market. There might be some type of a press release or a PR-oriented campaign that we need to work on. But in all of these cases, this is another bucket of content, and somebody on the marketing team needs to create it.